Hey, this is Rob. I want to talk to you today about the hardware and software I use for streaming live on Twitch and sometimes on Mixer, and the settings I use for OBS and some other software I occasionally use for live streaming. The settings start at 4:16. If you want to jump to that, go right ahead. Okay, what I got in December, around Christmas time, got myself 8 GB RAM as an upgrade, 256 GB SATA M.2, which was what my main board took, as a boot drive. And so after these upgrades, and there's one other thing I wanted to talk to you about, but anyways, after the upgrades, gave me an i7 7700 with 3.6 gigahertz base frequency, 4 cores, 8 threads. Okay, and now it has 16 GB of memory, which now also has dual core memory access. The boot drive, that's SATA, and I also have an NVIDIA Pascal graphics card, which we'll talk about in the settings section, because that's important to how you set up your stream. And then I have a 1 terabyte hard disk drive also. Okay, we'll go beyond that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the Logitech C920 S. It's just the webcam I bought. This seems to be a standard among streamers. And here are the actual tech specs. And let's go back a second. I want to talk about me. Down below are my two addresses, two IDs on Twitch. Right now, Summerland Farm, I'm broadcasting live stream 8:30 p.m. That's Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so check it out. Okay, and then first thing I do is get my laptop started here on the left, and I go into the Twitch settings, and I added the information for my live stream that I'm about to do so that it's accurate. Sorry, I had to open the door there. It's getting warm. So after I get that all set up, I let it sit until I can verify that the live stream is running on Twitch. So yeah, you can see now that the laptop has picked it up. After I've seen that, I just go ahead and disconnect on the laptop. Save some bandwidth. So okay. The left side is the game. The right side monitor is OBS software. And it's, like you said, we're playing the game, and we're actually streaming on the same PC. I usually get 0.3% or less drop frames for even up to 4.5 hours. On this test, I did 16 minutes, got 0.0% drop frames, and it's out of focus, but it looks like about 2.5% CPU usage. We'll take a look at that later. Is this great? Do I know? Let's stop a second. Am I an expert on this? Absolutely not. I don't. Oh, I gotta kill something here. I gotta kill my camera. Ooh, it's getting in the road here. There. Of what was recorded. Okay. No, this is just because I'm new at this, and a lot of it that I learned is fresh in my mind, so I figured this is a good time to share what I found out obviously doesn't make me anything close to an expert. Just somebody like the rest of us who's trying to figure out what the best thing to do to get a good, reliable live stream going every time. Okay, so I use confirmation all the time to start the stream as I hit start streaming, and then it still comes up with confirmation. I like to do that just in case you hit the wrong button or something that stops you. On the left is the stream chat box. On the right is the activity feed. Down below are the scenes. This is my, you can see the selected scene of the Summerland Farm. It consists of these sources: the alerts box, the alerts for things like new followers and hosting and all those things in the alert box. That goes through Streamlabs. And then the desktop view, which is the game running, straight from the desktop. Video capture device, which is the webcam. Well, the game capture is the game running. And then the Summerland Farm is the text up in the right-hand corner. It's just a little text blurb. So all those are the 4 elements of this stream. And they're all locked, as you can see, so that I don't change them by accident. Okay, I have the desktop audio running. I have it set a little below my mic audio so that I can be heard. And on the right side is where you have your choices to like start, stop streaming, recording, and your settings. And let's see, we should be getting, okay, I want to stop. Again, confirmation, let's stop. And why don't we take, come on Rob, bring it around. The settings, yeah, okay, here's the settings. The general tab is the first one. I don't mess with that. Maybe I should. I haven't found anything in there I'm particularly interested in changing. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. The stream tab shows the service I'm using, which in this case right now would be Twitch. Your stream key is auto-acquired by OBS, but if it isn't, you can copy and paste it into OBS. Okay, the output. Let me stop a sec. And then, okay, the bit rate is 3600 kilobytes per second. Okay, hardware NVENC. What it does is offloads a lot of the encoding processing from the CPU onto the GPU. That's only possible because I have a Pascal graphics card. Also, if you have a Turing, and these are NVIDIA models, if you have a Turing NVIDIA graphics card, there's even a newer version of that. And that, to me, that's helped improve. Because I'm using one machine for everything, that helps improve the process. Now, if you don't have a Pascal or Turing video card, come on, click that, Rob. I want to show them. Then, I'm talking about the same thing I just was talking about. Then you use the X264, I think it's called. I'm not going to bother waiting. There it is. Stop. It's X264, which is CPU. And for a lot of folks, that works just fine. You have to have a pretty beefy CPU to do it without any hiccups, is my experience. And the rest of it is pretty standard. Okay. There's nothing else on that page I worry about. I mean, recordings. I'm recording now with OBS, just in case you're interested. So what I did here, I upped the rate on the to 48 kilohertz on the audio for my live streaming. And other than for audio, there's no other change. I just set my mic, my Blue Yeti microphone as the pretty much the default audio source for the voice. Now the desktop OBS acquires the desktop audio for your game audio. Okay. Okay, video. Okay, I'm running the game at 1920 by 1080. I want to feed out what's basically 720p, which is 1280 by 720, and therefore I need to use a downscale filter to bring it from 1920 down to 1280, and the bicubic 16 samples, blah blah. That seems to work okay for me. And then I'm using 60 frames per second. If 60 frames per second is too fast for your internet connection, try 30. Don't go below 30, I would say. But it just means that you're not required to have 1080 60 all the time. I get pretty good results with 720 60, and that's what I've been working with. Okay, we'll go from that. There are other choices there, and don't think I just made all this up. I've looked at other YouTube videos, Twitch videos, all kinds of articles. Some of it agrees with what I just said, some of it doesn't, so I tried to pick what worked for me. Hotkeys I don't bother with, and advanced I haven't changed any of those settings yet. So I just let those go. There's a lot of settings there, but I don't recommend messing with them unless you really know what you're doing. So you can see, okay, so like for some games, you can see I put the webcam, put my image, and then up in the upper left-hand corner, then my BRB screen has a different set of sources because it has the BRB image going up, and then that takes the place of my camera view while I'm getting up to go somewhere and then come back. It also, I leave the mic on, but then I have to remember to mute it. I could just take it out of the sources if I wanted to. Okay, so we're back on my live view for the game. Down below you can see the audio is running just a little bit into the yellow from the mic, and then the game is set a bit lower, just as I said. And then let's look at unlock the alerts box. You can see it in the center when there's an alert. I can move it around and have my alerts appear wherever I want. Like I said, those are Streamlabs alerts. You can use all kinds of different sources for your alerts. So the Summerland Farm is just a graphic unlock. There in the upper right hand corner, that's right. And you can set it there for the text, the font, and all that. Video capture device, that's me, and that is the webcam. It's HD Pro webcam C920, and there's not too much to set on that. You just want to set the size of the webcam. You can set it full screen if you need to, if you're just doing during a presentation. Then you can set that to full screen because there's no game running or anything like that. And there you can see you can select the webcam view, and you can relocate that anywhere you want to on the screen. just by unlocking that element in the sources. Okay, game capture. If I had unlock. Okay, so the entire border of the area becomes red, which means you could resize that if you wanted to. I mean, you want to just snap it to full screen is what I would recommend doing. But anyways, you can resize it if you want. And this is the game view from the desktop. And the settings that might go with that. It's nothing that I really wanted to get involved with. I just want to have, like I said, a good, solid, reliable stream. There's my BRB again. And there's a lot of different sources you can set up. And I have other games. Oh, the BRB I didn't show you before. It has the BRB ping.png, which is the graphic. There, now you got that. Yeah. Just say we're on your computer. It can find the graphic, and it'll display it as you set it and where you set it on your display and on your output for your live stream. Yeah, okay. So I think that for live streaming, okay, this is the Twitch software. Let's stop a second. I got ahead of myself. This is now Twitch now has live streaming software that they came out with, which they say is aimed more at new streamers, which that's me too. I've tried it a few times. It seems to work just fine. I've had to make a lot of adjustments to make it more like what I would like. But on the left, you have your scenes, what they call stream layouts. And then they have, when you select one on the right, you'll get all your settings and that. And it works. Down at the bottom is where you choose setup and edit layout and all that. Your chat's on the right when you're streaming. Yeah, there's the border they give you around, but you can make that thinner or wider if you want around your camera view. And then down on the bottom left-hand corner is the microphone volume and the game volume. Here's where you edit the layouts. Same deal. Here's all the elements of that layout. Text, alerts. There's where the alerts come up. There's the webcam. There's the game capture. And then the wallpapers for when I have like switching scenes or just logging, just ending the stream more than anything else. So that's, and then there's your BRB screen, and it has the same elements except the BRB screen instead of the camera. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, I stream on Twitch 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. See you then, and how about a comment and subscribing? Thank you so much.